Hello, welcome to the Daily Nature Journal. So today it's time to get into March. When I set up this journal, I stained the pages all the way through the book, but I don't remember exactly what I did. It was all kind of a bit random and I was just enjoying the process. So each month I come to a new set of pages that I need to fill for the month. This time I'm going to use this page for both my title and my observations. Now there's a few different ways to go about it, and I'm interested in making every single page in this book different and not using the same ideas over and over again. So the first thing that I'd like to do is I think that this time I'd rather like to have the spread like this. So I want this to show, and I quite like the yellow going over onto the purple rather than the purple going over onto the yellow. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this down. So I'm using my EVA glue again. Turn that over and stick it down straight away. So now I need to work out how I'm going to set out this page. Now I'm thinking we've got 31 days and I've got to have some weather observations for each day. And if I bridge off a bit at the top, because I want to put the title for March. So I'm just drawing out like a rough grid of where I'd like things to be. And then this one down here, so we've got about 12 centimetres. So if I want to split this into 4, I want about 3 centimetres per. Something like that. So I'm keeping this very approximate because I'm not trying to draw a grid of straight lines. I'm going to remove these pencil marks when I'm finished. So let's have a little look back. So in my previous weather pages, this is the one for January, I've got a very simple title for January because I was aware that I was straight after my main title page. Here I have a simple column and I've got the bird sort of around it, it's quite nice. And then here I've got 4 columns and they're a little bit packed together. I found that I should have extended them down a little bit so there's plenty of room for each of these symbols, because when it's raining, you see, they can get quite a bit too close together so it doesn't look as good. So I've got to try and think of that this time. Then here I can either go back up to the top or I can sort of stagger them back going back up. I think I'll go back up to the top because it might look a little confusing otherwise. There we go, so I'm spreading my observations out a little bit through this page. I think that might help to make it interesting. Then I can start to put in my writing now. Now, I always associate March with the beginnings of lots of growth, so I want to make a big deal out of that. But in each of these I'm going to have some grass and some flowers. So I'm just doing this from imagination, I'm not copying anything. I'm going to use a similar sort of writing style to what I used for February. So there's nothing serious or formal about this, it's kind of a made up thing. And no, it probably won't be perfect. In fact, it's very unlikely that it will be, but that's okay. Just really simple designs, that's all. So we have a title page now for the month. So I'd better catch up on the first 3 days of weather. Today it's not actually raining, but it is really gloomy. So for this I'm using a Stapler metallic marker in silver. And then some black for the rain. And let's remove these pencil lines. You see how useful that grid was, just to make sure that it kind of lines up and everything's positioned in a pleasing way. So I'm quite happy with that. Now, I think it's time to brighten this page up, because although it's gloomy here today, spring is coming. Let's have some nice bright orange. It's been made with meadow sweet. So this is a botanical ink, this one. Let's put this on first. I think for the H down here, because I'm trying to make it look like a tree, I'm going to use a bit of my willow ink. Then finally I'm going to add some really bright colours now, just to finish this off. So I'm just going to add a little bit of bright green and a little bit of bright yellow. Bright yellowish green is something I'm looking forward to so much in the spring, and I do every single year. It's the sign of the new growth, the colour of the very, very first leaves on the trees. And hopefully we'll be able to see a bit of that tomorrow at the woods. Also tomorrow we're going to go looking for orchids. And you can usually start to see the very earliest orchid leaves in March. So we're going on an orchid hunt tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe and switch on your notifications if you'd like to see that as soon as it comes out. That's also going to be an extended video on Patreon. So if you want to see even more amazing spring colour and sights from a patch of ancient woodland in the UK, that's where you're going to find further content on my Patreon. And as always, the link to that is in the description below. And then I just want to add a few little white highlights in places. So it's on the speedwell here, on the daisy. So the nice thing about this is I can fill in my observations here, and there's going to be a few gaps around, so up in this top corner and down here, so I can add some pressed flowers or I can add some more drawings. We'll see how the month goes. That's the title and weather observations then for March. So if you want to see me fill out this page and to go on further, make sure you stay posted to this channel. And you can also find photos and updates on the Instagram, which is linked in the description below. And I'm in the process of setting up a Facebook page also for this channel. So all of that's coming up, and I'm really looking forward to March. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.